Start the video. Start the video. I have a lot I need to say. Okay. I've already talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers, but what I saw last night, there's no less, we can discuss. No, it's time for a change. Okay. I have defended this football team for years, always saying, we gonna be all right, we gonna be better. That was last year. It's the same thing every single year. Ain't nothing changing. We don't have no quarterback. We don't have no play calling. We don't have no identity. We don't have nothing. There's nothing to look forward to on this football team. And I cannot sit here and continue defending this football team, defending this coaching staff. Arthur Smith gotta go. Terrell Austin gotta go. Hell, Danny Smith gotta go. The position coaches gotta go. Tomlin, if you don't agree with those things, you gotta go. It's time for a change. We cannot continue to do this. This team has not only ruined my Sundays, they've ruined my Mondays, they've ruined my Tuesdays, they've ruined my Wednesdays, they've ruined my Thursdays, they've ruined my Fridays. They have ruined football for me, period, right now. There's nothing to look forward to. The only thing that's looking forward to is the draft. And knowing this team, we might screw that up. We're not even going to discuss what we saw last night versus the Bills. I knew that was going to happen. Every time this football team is leading in halftime, we go into halftime looking like, once again, like we don't know how to play football. We come out. If you knew, here's my issue. Here's my issue with the coaching staff. We all heard about Aaron Rodgers having the fractures and things like that. Obviously, he was not 100%. You still put him out there, and what did the Bills do? They said, you know what? We're going to get to him this time. Bam! They beat up Aaron Rodgers. They beat him up. They got him. They sacked him. He had a bloody nose. They literally, Aaron Rodgers took a beating last night. And he shouldn't have ever been out there. My next issue. Why? And again, yes, we understand that this is not fully on the defense. But there's a couple of things we need to talk when we can talk about the defense. Right? And I'm going to get back to the offense in a minute. TJ Watt. We paid you $40 million. Now, yes, over the years, has TJ Watt won his football games? Absolutely. Has TJ Watt been that guy? Absolutely. But this year, TJ is not showing that. And yes, you could argue, well, we wasted his prime. Absolutely. But TJ, we gave you $40 million, gang. Alex Highsmith. What's going on? Yes, you had a couple of injuries. Where have you been? Missed tackles. The only person on the defense that deserves half the money that y'all are getting paid right now is Nick Herbig. Nick Herbig is looking like a baby TJ Watt. I mean, he's making a play every single game. But it doesn't matter because guess what? This offense can't even scramble 100 yards or total of offense, okay? We can barely crack 100 yards of total offense. This team is a disgrace. This team is a joke, and I knew this was going to happen when Baltimore lost on Thanksgiving night, and they handed us the division. They said, you know what? Christmas came early. Let's give you guys the division back as our gift. All y'all got to do is take care of business at home against the Buffalo Bills at home, and you'll have the division. We said, you know what, Baltimore? We appreciate it. But no, we don't want it. How about you take it back? Let's talk about third down. Why? And this is my issue. I don't give a damn if it's Terrell Austin, Tomlin, whoever's calling the defensive plays. Can I ask a simple-minded question? Why is it every Sunday, whether it's every Sunday, I don't give a flying fuck at this point, okay? 3rd and 9. Why are you having the players play 12 yards off the line of scrimmage? If it's 3rd and 9, they only need 9 yards. Why are we playing 10 yards back, 15 yards back, 12 yards back? The dude runs, slants. Oh my gosh, it's a first down. Why won't we play man, bump the receiver, make them earn it? Other teams do that against us. We simply can't do it. And I told you guys, Calvin Austin. And yes, we're flip-flopping. Calvin Austin, I love Calvin Austin. No homo, right? The guy, I like how he plays football, types of stuff. Calvin Austin, I told you, he's not number 2, he's a number 3. Calvin Austin is not a number 2. And you see what happens when you put him in a situation that is not his fault, which that should have been pass interference because the guy didn't even turn his head. But of course, when it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, the officiating, they forget how to call any plays. That's not the reason why we lost this football game, no. We lost this football game because we have nothing. We have no identity. Zero. And it is time for a goddamn change. Do y'all not see it? Are you not seeing it? We ran. Why would you run up the middle on 4th and 2? And you ran it on 3rd and 9. Unbelievable. We started off 4 and 1. And this is just like last year. We start off with a winning record. And then we crash and burn literally for the frauds that we have been for the past years. All you got to do, and here's my issue with TJ, right? And once again, yes, we're flip-flopping. Yes, I'm that heated. I have to say this because I'm tired of this. This team is ruining everything for me. TJ Watt, yes, you're getting paid $40 million. Why are you afraid to move around? Why? Why don't you want to move around? Why? And the reason why I'm saying that, teams have figured out ever since week 2, they have figured out all we have to do is get rid of the ball 2 seconds. 2 seconds. And you don't have to worry about TJ Watt. Why? Why does this football team do this every single year? They have to change something. It is 7 o'clock in the morning while I'm making this video. Yes, I'm that early. I slept like a newborn last night. You can tell T. I was on the podcast with T last night. We had people come through the TikTok. We was talking about the team. I slept like a newborn last night because this team literally put me to sleep. They literally made me go to sleep. I was that upset, that heated, that on the verge of crashing out like right now. Having a headache. This team stressed because once again, and I say this all the time, the reason why, well, you shouldn't let a team get you like that. Here's the thing, they gave me hope once again. Like I said, when Baltimore lost that game Thanksgiving night, they gave us the division once again. And we said, no, we don't want the division. Even as egregious, as anemic as this offense has looked, they couldn't even crack 100 yards of total offense. We're that bad. This football team cannot adapt. This football team has no identity. I can't do it. I can't. And shout out to the people that have, spent money going to these games and seen it live in person. I don't even know what to say. I feel so bad for y'all. Y'all taking plane tickets, y'all flying out to the games to see that. I feel bad for y'all. But y'all are real fans, right? Y'all are real fans. Y'all care about this team, but the team doesn't care. The organization don't seem to care because we doing the same thing every single year. And it'd be different if we had something to look forward to. But we don't have nothing. We don't have nothing. We don't have an offense. We don't have a defense that you can trust. I don't want to ever hear nothing about the highest paid defense. I don't want to hear about you got all them first round picks on the defense. I don't care. It doesn't work. Because guess what? Today's NFL is an offensive NFL. If you cannot score touchdowns, it don't matter how good your defense is. It doesn't matter. If you cannot score, who cares? Your game plan should not be on 3 tight end sets. Jonnu Smith has not done a damn thing all season. But somebody told me, a lot of people told me, not even somebody, a lot of people told me when we traded GP, that, Jonnu Smith, he's basically a wide receiver. No, he's not. He's not. Not even close. He's not. It looks so bad right now. We're trying to use Jonnu Smith like he's a gadget. The same person that Arthur Smith loved, that he loved using him in his offense. He has been a no-show for this football team. Now, yes, the quarterback play has been egregious and anemic. Yes, it's been awful. There's no targets across the middle of the field. There's no targets down the field. There's no nothing. There's no aggressiveness. Absolutely. But I'm looking at this coaching staff, and I'm looking at the route trees. What are these routes? Okay? Why are we are a check down offense. I'm about to lose my voice. This offense is a check down offense. I want to say to Steelers fans, I know a lot of y'all are not happy with Mason Rudolph. But did you not realize when the game started and they had Aaron Rodgers out there, they had a Aaron Rodgers out there who literally was 1 HP away from just retirement. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes, I'm throwing in a Fortnite joke to where you're one shot down and you're done. That's where Aaron Rodgers was. He was one shot down and he was done. We had him in the pistol, not under the center, nothing. When Aaron Rodgers went down and they put Mason Rudolph in the game, and I know y'all want to see what happened. At this point, why not, right? They had Mason Rudolph in the same pistol offense as if Mason Rudolph was handicapped or he was injured. Mason is fully healthy. You run the same game plan for a Mason Rudolph who was not hurt, by the way, but you had Aaron Rodgers in. What? And then he throws an interception, which is not surprising, but it's like, what? I told y'all before, Mason Rudolph has won football games in the National Football League. He has. It's not, they treated Mason Rudolph like he was Will Howard. Like, we don't want you to go out there and be aggressive. We don't want you to throw the ball down the field. We want you to be in the same offense as Aaron Rodgers was, knowing Aaron Rodgers was hurt. What is going on? Why are we playing scared football? And that is something I blame on Tomlin. That's something I blame on Tomlin. We play scared football every time we come out of halftime. The first half looks okay. It looks winnable. After that, we are afraid. Teams, the Buffalo Bills broke a goddamn record in our own home stadium. They broke a record. You know how embarrassing that is? You know how shameful that is? Your own home stadium and they break a record for rushing yards? If that's not disrespectful, if that's not embarrassing, I don't know what is. But once again, we got to play Baltimore, right? Again, for the division. Oh, well, y'all might, I don't, listen, this is what y'all got to understand. And that's what I told you. That's what hurts me. When you show me hope, it ruins everything, because every time when we already have low expectations, we have opportunities to somehow get it done, and we still find a way to not get it done because we have nothing to look forward to. This receiving room is D tier. D tier. Now when it comes to Roman Wilson, is it fair to say Roman Wilson, is he a fully bust? I don't know. Because, I mean, the quarterback play has not been up to par. But how the play calling has not been up to par. This play calling is a check down offense. Kenneth Gainwell, who, yes, he has been terrific when his numbers called. Kenneth Gainwell should not be getting more involved than Jalen Warren. But that's Arthur Smith for you. I have had it with this football team. I have had it with this organization. I've had it. Nothing is changing. Nothing's improving. Listen, y'all. It's to the point to where it ruins everything. Okay, everything. I don't even want to see an ounce of football right now. Okay, I don't even have the words because I'm tired. I understand we have Ben Roethlisberger. He was a Hall of Fame quarterback. Understand, when I was going to watch the football, I was young. So when I didn't know Ben was that good. I knew Ben was good. I was used to, Ben going, get us in the end zone. But I didn't know this is how it was going to look when we lost Ben. Kenny Pickett didn't work. He was a bust. Mitchell Trubisky, we already knew he was a career backup. Mason Rudolph showed signs, but he just wasn't consistent. Then you brought in Russell Wilson. He didn't want to throw across front of the field. You brought in Justin Fields, who looked like he had potential, but then we go and choose Russ instead. It's like there's nothing to look forward to. Then we look at the draft classes. Every single time we draft a talented rookie like the Chase Claypools or the George Pickens, they can't stay on the team because we always end up trading them away. There's no point on getting a jersey at this point, fam, because they're not gonna be here. And it hurts as a Steelers fan because you care so much about the team You want to see these guys win. Like I said, you always telling people, nah, we're going to be good this year. We're going to be great. And we come out here and look like that every single time. Every single Sunday. Every single Monday. Every single Thursday. And you can't sit here and defend it no more. It is time for a change. And if you have a problem with that, then guess what? You're not a real fan. Because you cannot sit there as a real fan and say, nah, bro, like we straight. We just don't have it. It's more than we don't have a franchise quarterback. We don't have the coaching staff. As much as I always gave Mike Tomlin credit for always winning us games, he does not have a coaching tree. He does not. Because the Steelers' way is we hire from within the organization. And I want to say this to the owners, by the way. Y'all want to run the football, right? Because that's why they brought in Arthur Smith. Because the owners, they wanted to run the football, right? They wanted to do that. You do realize to run the football, you need to have an offensive line that is prepared. You need to have an offensive line that can be coached properly. We don't have neither of those things. We have a bunch of first-round picks and third-round picks on the offensive line, but we don't have the coaching. We don't have what you need for those offensive linemen to develop. So if you want to run the football, you have to have the identity to do it, and we don't. We don't. Well, the Eagles did it. The Eagles have a way better offensive line than us, and they have a way better play caller, right? And by the way, because I don't want to hear from the Eagles fans that, oh, nah, our play caller is terrible. No, Jalen Hurts is getting exposed. That's all it is to it. Jalen Hurts has gotten exposed, okay? That's all there is to it. I don't even think it's your play caller. I think it's Jalen Hurts got exposed. Y'all just won a Super Bowl in 2017 and last year, so I don't want to hear none of you fans say, oh, man, it's hard being Eagles fans too. Y'all just won a Super Bowl. We ain't won a playoff game since I was in school. I'm 23 years old. You know how long ago that was? The last time this team won a playoff game, I was in what? 2016. I graduated high school 2020. This is a disgrace. It's a joke. I mean, how can you sit here? I mean, the fans booed Renegade last night. I mean, I don't blame them. Don't put that on, and that's how we look? You're going to put on Renegade, and we can't even get 100 yards of total offense. Barely. Y'all aren't trying to change nothing. It is time for a change. And guess what this team has done to me right now? Right now, I'm letting all what I need to want to say. And guess what? I already got a headache. But it's like, I can't sit there as a fan and say it's okay, and it's not okay. Don't tell me we gonna be okay. We not okay. You know how people tell you, bro, it's gonna be okay. Y'all gonna be fine. No, it's not. Stop lying to me. Stop lying. You're lying. Don't do that. Don't tell me we gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. It's not gonna be okay, and it's not all right. We ain't won a playoff game since 2016. It's not gonna be okay. It ain't nothing gonna change, bro. Ain't nothing gonna change until the Steelers make real changes. I hate it here. I really hate it here. And what I mean by hate it here, being a Steelers fan, it's like torturing. Yes, I will always be a Steelers fan. But this right here is torturing. It's torturing. Watching this offense, I mean, they have nothing. Zero. Nothing. Nothing at all. 3rd and 9, you hand the foot, you run it on 3rd and 9. You don't even get the first down. 4th and 2, you run it up the fucking middle and lose yards. Are we serious? But guess what? That's who the Pittsburgh Steelers have been. That's who we are. We're the laughingstock of the National Football League. And imagine being a fan and telling people we gonna shock the world. We're gonna show y'all this year, and that's how they go out there and play. It's like the players, the body languages. This whole entire team is done. This team is done. And see, that's the thing. You're gonna have somebody tell me, nah, bro, y'all still in it because y'all play Baltimore. Y'all beat Baltimore. Y'all back number 1. That's the thing. How can you beat anybody when you have no offensive ability, when you have no identity on neither side of the football? We have no hope in nothing. And that's what I kept trying to tell people. If this team found a way, because right now I think it's a 0% chance. I have no belief after what I just saw last night. Even if this team found a way to sneak in a wild card game, can you sit here and say, yeah, we got this, so we're going to be good? We don't have nothing. We don't have no offense. We don't have no consistent defense. We don't have no play calling. We don't have anything. And that was my argument. But when you say stuff like that, you're not a real fan. No, I am the real fan. Because I'm saying stuff that you know is true, but you've already seen it before and you don't want to see it again. That's all that was. See, and I hate people like that. They'll try to act like, nah, bro, you just being negative. No, you know I'm right. You don't want to own it because you've already seen it all the time, all these years, because that's who we are. We are a laughing stock. We are a joke of an organization. We are a joke of a franchise. Ain't nothing changing, gang. Nothing changing. And be realistic, they probably are not going to fire Mike Tomlin. But the staff, they got to go. They got to go. They have to go. I'm good. If you do a whole clean sweep, I'm good with it. I am. But if you going to sit here and continue to do the same stuff and you're not willing to change, how can you tell your fan base to look forward to anything? Omar Khan, if you ever see, which you probably will never see this video, you should have never traded George Pickens. You should have never done that. This offense went from being, what we might gonna have to zero of anything. And this is why I tell people, y'all gotta stop saying, oh, DK Metcalf not worth the money. Look at the offense. Look at the quarterback play. Look at the play calling. How is that his fault? How? Omar Khan, you shouldn't have done that. I have no, and that's the thing. I remember the night we traded for DK Metcalf, I was asleep and somebody told me, yo, we just got DK. And I was like, no, we did not. I didn't see nothing about it. I look at my phone, I see we got DK for a second round pick. So I'm like, oh snap, we finally got GP some help. And then what do we do after the draft? Shoot ourselves in the foot, put ourselves in a dumb situation to where now we don't have no number 2. We don't have nothing. And we're once again the laughing stock of the NFL. I have no words. Tomlin, if you don't change something, if you don't adapt, it's time to move on. It is. It is. And as much as I understand what a lot of people are going to say, bro, Tomlin has kept y'all in winning seasons. Listen, right now the standard is we want a playoff win. How can we do that when we don't have the fundamentals down? We can barely get a first down. We can't even crack 100 yards of offense. On 3rd and 9s, we're playing 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is what I'm talking about. How can we have hope when we can't do the simple stuff? What are we doing? And nothing's going to happen. Nothing. Nothing is going to happen. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think, if anything, Tomlin would step down. Tomlin would probably retire. Which, if Tomlin retires, he had a winning career, right? Most likely will get into the Hall of Fame as a head coach. But other than that, we need to change. We need to change. Because this right here ain't going to cut it. It can't cut it. Our standard cannot be doing the same thing we've been doing the last couple of years. And it's sad when the fans know it. It's sad when the fans know that's who we are. We're not going to do nothing no different. Because we got the same coaching staff. We got the same play calling. And now we don't have the talent. We don't. We're lacking talent, especially on the offense. I don't have the words, y'all. I mean, I don't know what y'all want me to say anymore. It's time for a change. Something has to be done. Something has to be done, and it has to happen quick. Because this is bad. This is bad. I mean, it's it's the fact that we're not even trying to be aggressive. Yes, you don't have a franchise quarterback. You have an aging 42-year-old future Hall of Fame quarterback who is on one leg at this point, right? I'm not even trying to be funny. It's the truth, right? You're not even trying to be aggressive with the play calling. You're not even trying to go down the field. We're doing check downs. Check downs. Gosh. And let's talk about Will Howard. A lot of y'all saying put Will Howard in the game. If that's how the offense look with and a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, right? Of NFL veteran and Mason Rudolph, what do you think the offense is gonna look like with a rookie quarterback they took in the 6th round and Will Howard? Because y'all looking at it from a standpoint of, oh, he's a rookie, they gonna let him come in and make these plays. If Will Howard gets in the game, you thought the checkdowns are gonna be bad. All they're gonna do is run the football. They're not gonna let Will Howard throw it down the field because he's a rookie. And that is my argument. If this team drafts a quarterback, are you going to let him play football? Because this limited, they did it with Justin Fields last year. Now, granted, Justin Fields has looked awful this year. Other than that week 1 game, which he looked like he knew what he was doing against us, this year he got benched by Tyrod Taylor. Yes, it's not looking good for Justin Fields. But my thing is, you can't play, if you want to know what you have in a quarterback, you can't put a leash on them. And we've done that these last couple of years. Now, Kenny Pickett, he was a bust. His whole entire quarterback class was a bust. None of them were really good. Don't tell me about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is a system player. Now, is he a bust? No, but Brock Purdy has to be in the right system in order for him to get it done. Because clearly, when Brock Purdy is not surrounded with the Deebo Samuels, the Brandon Ayuk's, and just the George Kittles and Christian McCaffreys, he's a different football player, right? Because they were trying to compare this dude to Tom Brady and things like that, which I'd never seen it. And I think that was crazy to even say. But it's like, if you even get the quarterback, are you going to let him play football? And that is what I fear. That is what I fear. So all y'all that are saying Will Howard, I agree with you. Why not at this point? Who wouldn't want to see Will Howard get in the game and try to get this offense some energy and and bring this offense life, do something? But when you look at the play calling and the game plans of let's try to feed 3 tight ends the ball, which another person we paid money, Pat Fryermuth, that it looks like that was a waste of a signing because you don't even utilize them. So it's like, how can we continue to have hope in this football team when nothing's changing? It is time for a change. Simple as that. It is time for a change. Enough is enough. What an embarrassment. My goodness. And every time I go on social media, man, the Steelers suck. I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing because guess what? It's the truth. We do suck. We are a joke. We are the laughingstock of the National Football League. Like, comment, subscribe. The like button is free. Glove Motion on 225, chat, man. I have no words, chat. I got to get out of here, man. This football team is just an utter disappointment. And they don't, at this point, they don't care. And if the owners don't do something, if they don't showcase by getting rid of some of these coaches, they don't care about winning. They don't. I can't defend this football team how I used to be able to. I can't do it. I mean, at least when we had the 2016 or the Killer Bee era, we had something to look forward to. We had something to believe in. We had an offense to where, okay, we know we get in this game. We got an offense that can keep us in the game. We got an offense that can get us back in the game. Right now, we don't have nothing. We don't have an offense that can either keep us in the game. We don't even have an offense that can throw us into a game. And we don't have a defense and the coaching to trust in. So how can I sit here and say, you know what, it's going to be okay? And it's not okay. So I need people to stop saying that. It's not okay. This team has destroyed everything. Everything. from the decision making, from the coaching, from the game plans, the game directions. It's just, you can't defend it no more. It is time for a change. Plain and simple.